Yes, ladies and gentlemen, very lovely that you are joining us tonight when we have a night full of Hearthstone games. I am, of course, joined again by Livian, my neighbor from across town, to look at all these lovely matchups.
Yes, I am here. Feels good, man. Also feels bad, man, because we have lots of warm weather here at the moment, so I'm kind of melting in my room.
Feels sweaty, man.
I hope that the people who are not melting are d3n0r and lbdutchboy, who are going to play the first match. And lbdutchboy is pretty warm as well, I think, because he is living very near to us. Where d3n0r is also living kind of near to us. So two northern guys battling it out today. And we can see them starting the first match already. So could you please tell us the classes?
Yeah, lbdutchboy can't really play his mage as it was banned, but does have a shaman, a warrior, and a druid, whilst d3n0r can't play his warrior, but does have a paladin, a mage, and a druid. So, somewhat similar with the druid, but the rest is due to bans all changed up. Meanwhile, we see lbdutchboy playing a druid versus the paladin of d3n0r.
Feels good, man. So this afternoon I sent you my predictions about what decks they would play, and it seems like I was right. And if I'm right about the first one, then I'm probably right about the rest as well. It seems like lbdutchboy is going for an aggressive lineup, as he has the token druid, where d3n0r is going for the pretty much control lineup with the control paladin, which we can see because he has the wild pyromancer in his hand.
Yeah, I personally, I'm absolutely disgusted by the token druid. It just destroys you every time.
Oh no, aggro! Aggro is a deck for fun people, right?
Yes, it is. But like when you're playing against it and you don't have the right cards to deal with it, you're always just ruined.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Like if you do have the right cards to deal with it, then you win. So yeah.
But lbdutchboy is taking his sweet time. Even though I would personally just play the Blood Silk also and then attack with patches, or would you do?
I probably would just play the Firefly, but there's also a case to be made for playing Firefly, Innervate, the Flame Alley, and the Blood Silk Corsair, or even just the Murloc War Leader, as it seems that lbdutchboy is going for.
Yeah, I think he's banking then on grabbing up another Murloc next turn, so he can buff it into Oblivion and start destroying d3n0r.
The card that d3n0r just picked up is really good, by the way. It's a Wicker Flame. It tanks 2 attacks, so either a hero power which costs 2 mana and a minion, or 2 minions, and it heals you as well. So it's insane. You might want to wait with the coin until you have. Right. This is smart, I guess. I guess. Like, the Pyromancer contest War Leader. Wow, lbdutchboy plays Defender of Argus.
Yeah, I'm also slightly confused because that's a card I did not expect, and I don't know all the decks by heart, but this is something I have not seen in Token Druid as of yet.
Neither have I. I think it's a good card. Like, it's Token Druid is basically Zoo, right? So Defender of Argus fits in there. However, the more powerful cards in Token Druid are like the buffs that are already there: Power of the Wild, Mark of the Lotus. And I'm very curious to what he has cut to make place for this Defender of Argus.
He does have a pretty stacked board right now, but has to trade in his Wall Leader, otherwise his 1-drop health patches and maybe more cards will die. And thus he clears everything, and the Hydrologist comes out. Get away, Kodo! Or would you go for Noble Sacrifice just to take care of 1 minion?
Yeah, probably the Noble Sacrifice, because you don't have the mana to spend on the minion that you get back with the Getaway Kodo. Like, next turn you're going to play Wicker Flame, the turn after you play True Silver, the turn after that you play Peacekeeper with Hero Power, etc, etc. So, you don't really have the mana to spend on a secret or on what you get in return.
Yeah, but you could say that if he gets the Wicker Flame, then he can change it out for Elder Peacekeeper. Maybe a few turns later, just so you have to heal again. But
that's true.
But like, partially because you know that it's the token druid, and he doesn't really have that high damage minions unless if
But
he.
that also means that you can't play the Wicker Flame next turn because you can't develop the secret and play the Wicker Flame.
That is true.
Okay, so here we'll probably see your hero power, and together with the 2/2.
And he's still just trying to find that Lotus, which unfortunately he can't as of yet.
Usually a druid is way quicker than this, but because that Pyromancer against the War Leader, and of course also that kind of weird play where he innervated the War Leader without follow-up. Yeah, I'm confused. Just thought of this. He plays War Leader, so that must mean he plays the Murloc package with Finja and stuff, which is another 5 cards that's different than what I play with. So not only the Argus, he has cut quite a lot of cards for other cards. Wow.
And he actually opts to go for the Peacekeepers to maybe have the Wicker Flame Getaway Kodo combo later on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's going for that. However, this is a very good pickup for LB Dutchboy. You can mark off your Shiraj and want to trade efficiently, then hopefully get a buff or something from your deck.
He'll top deck either Savage Drawer or Mark of the Lotus. I can already feel it coming. But he's also opting maybe
I can
to
remember,
go for the Argus.
I can remember like 2 weeks ago when we casted, there was this token druid and we both thought it was dead already and then it still won. So never count out token druid. However, from this spot on and with the hand of d3n0r, this is going to be quite a rough game for LB Dutchboy.
Yes, and what will he draw? It is the Power of the Wild, which is exactly what he needs right now. Just to keep that board out of the instant consecration range.
Exactly.
Which can be played next turn. And does some face damage, which is always lovely when you're playing an aggressive
control
deck.
paladin of d3n0r is even more greedy than I thought. He's even playing Cairn and he's playing N'Zoth as well. Did you know?
You already predicted it, right?
Yeah, I predicted control paladin, but I didn't predict the N'Zoth.
Yes, you did. I'm looking at the list.
Yeah, okay, I did. I did. Okay, sorry. But I didn't expect... Okay, I don't think this matchup is better than the normal control warrior. I think if you want to play anti-aggro, then you better play like Doomsayers and stuff instead of extra Death Rattle minions.
Ooh, Mark of the Lotus, but he doesn't have enough mana to play his hand.
No, so you just Defender and Mark. You got 2 Yetis. That's pretty good.
Don't make the Yeti angry, and I think that's what d3n0r did already, and he still does not have an answer to the damage that LB Dutchboy is throwing out.
It's like d3n0r might actually lose this game.
Yeah, like with his weapon he can't clear, now he does have a Wicker Flame, but...
That's a death draw though for LB Dutchboy.
Yeah. You can't have everything. Like, he's already doing so well so far, but there is, of course, still a way for d3n0r to come back with those late game cards. Tyrion being one of them.
Yeah, if he gets there.
Whoa, stay positive, man.
I am as positive as this game allows me to.
With the Getaway Kodo, brings back the Wicker Flame, something we discussed a bit earlier on. But it took a while for it to take shape and be played. And equality now, but nothing to combo with it, no.
Pyromancer. He still has Pyromancer.
Yeah.
No, but this is pretty decent actually, because now you can at least trade one of the guys away and then play Wicker Flame again. Might not even trade, but yeah, I like this.
If you don't trade, you actually play into a possible buff. But if he still gets a buff, he wins. Oh no, it's living mana.
That you don't care at all, as d3n0r. I think d3n0r has this. Oh no, you do care because fuck. Sorry, there's not 8 mana yet for d3n0r. Oh, I totally missed that. Like he still has the Survivor turn to play his dragon. And how dead is that Cairn in his hand?
Very dead.
It's pretty dead, yeah.
And now only thing LB Dutchboy needs to do is hope that d3n0r doesn't draw Consecration,
Mm-hmm.
and then he probably has it in the bag.
That's
And
not
that's
good
not a
enough, and that's game.
Indeed, and that means that LB Dutchboy will take this first fight. His Druid will be out of the equation.
Get punished for playing a super greedy deck, which is actually an anti-control deck instead of an anti-aggro deck. Feels good.
Yeah.
Aggro again.
You just say that because aggro is your style of playing.
Exactly.
I can understand, but we'll see what LB Dutchboy will choose next. Will it be the Shaman or will it be the Warrior? Two classes that d3n0r can't play, as his Warrior was banned, and he did not bring a Shaman. So, but this is only the first game. We still have a lot of games to do after this one. So we're in for a wild ride, I think.
Yeah, and if we're going to take a look at the standings, like last week we didn't broadcast anything, but the matches were played anyway. So just to recap it very quickly for you, d3n0r actually lost last week, as did LB Dutchboy. d3n0r lost to Nara 1-3, and LB Dutchboy lost to Bubblebox, who is currently leading the league, and he lost 2-3. So both these guys lost last week. However, d3n0r is still 2-2, while LB Dutchboy is 1 win, 3 losses.
Yeah, but LB Dutchboy has finished his exams, right? So he does have more time to play now, which was pretty much the crux for him earlier on. Now we see d3n0r actually changing up to play the Druid versus the Warrior of LB Dutchboy.
Feels bad, man. Druid is pretty unfavored in this matchup. I'm not entirely sure about the specific statistics. However, with a hand like that...
Druid.
With a hand like that, against a hand like that, this seems very good for d3n0r. Oh man, I feel so bad for LB Dutchboy. And then on curve you get to play the crap, and then you lose. This feels so bad for LB Dutchboy. Like, this is a favorite matchup, he should get this, but everything's against him. His hand is very crappy, and then d3n0r's hand's perfect. Decides not to play the
except
crap
for the Jade Idol first turn.
Yeah, decides not to play the crap yet because there's way better pirates to eat.
No.
And just look at LB Dutchboy's hand. Like, d3n0r must be that. Yeah, he's so sad. Feels bad, man.
Indeed, and there comes the Jade Blossom just to make all things go a little bit quicker. There's yet to be an answer from LB Dutchboy.
Okay, so this matchup is actually not Pirate Warrior favored. It's as close as a 50-50 as you get. The win rate of Jade Druid versus Pirate Warrior is 49.92%.
Ooh. Damn.
And now it's 49.93% after this game.
And the crap already coming out, which means that Fred is out of the equation, but d3n0r's already building some board, has some good gods to work with next turn. He does have a Rave, which he can combo, or at least play together with a Jade Spirit if LB Dutchboy were to throw anything onto the board. Unfortunately for him, he didn't.
Unfortunately for LB Dutchboy, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, his hand is sucky. He'll play Arcanine Reaper Dreadcorsair next turn, and after that he'll play Southsea Deckhand together with Captain Greenskin. But it's really bad. And there's the problem with having all your expensive cards in the early game is that you will draw all your cheap bad cards in the late game.
And there we see a Dreadcorsair with the Arcanine Reaper to do some damage, and oh my.
This is even more painful, like getting all the value from the Wrath. There's a 3-5 that you have to deal with this being a Dutchboy, but you can't.
Yeah, well, he can with the Southsea Deckhand.
Or the Captain Greenskin.
Well, no, he can play Crocodile Elite and Southsea Deckhand, right?
No, you can play Captain Greenskin, buff your weapon, hit the 4-6. However, you can't really do that because you'll lose if you keep trading at this point. But then again, you can't really go face because you'll lose on board. So it's a lose-lose situation for LB Dutchboy. And even though this matchup could have been so good.
Yeah, well, It's so unfortunate for LB Dutch Boy. Like, getting those draws which I would have gotten, and always lose with him.
This hurts my parity heart.
Of course it hurts. There's nothing fun about it, but we'll see. Like, d3n0r had a good game, or a bad game last time around, and could not come back. Maybe LB Dutch Boy can. We'll see. Swipe comes out, so d3n0r again holding the board and throwing out the second Jade Blossom to get that free Jade and that extra mana, so he's on max mana next turn.
Okay, so picture this. You're an aggressive deck, you want to kill your opponent. Then in turn 7, your opponent is still at 30 HP, you're on 15 HP, you have no board and your opponent does have board. How do you feel?
You feel very, very sad.
You feel very sad indeed.
Especially if one of your weapons dies and there's 2 taunts in the hand of d3n0r. Both the Primordial Drake and the Curator. Primordial Drake used to clear the board of LB Dutch Boy.
Yeah, I think LB Dutch Boy will concede now.
Yeah, it's just a very big, feels bad man. Like,
yeah,
he has a lot
still
of
hope, I guess. He can clear the taunt, but then he'll see the next taunt and then he'll concede. Or no, he won't, because he'll die.
He is quite smorky though. He does have Arcanite Reaper and Heroic Strike, so he has some fun things to work with. Unfortunately, there's just too much from d3n0r on the board right now, so he can't do anything. And we'll see. He's thinking, what can I do? Is there any hope for me left?
No.
Well, that's quite a definite answer. And d3n0r says, I know I have another one waiting around. Well, he does have lethal already with the swipe.
Spot the lethal. If you don't spot the lethal, I'll hit you.
I'm gonna flame him.
See you. Maybe he... Oh, wow. But I don't think he spotted it.
No.
Feels bad, man.
Even I saw it also. So...
I guess this is for the mental destruction of LB Dutch Boy.
Yeah, just for the BMs.
Exactly.
Like, oh no, I don't have lethal, man.
But this evens up the series. Like, it's 1-1 now.
Yeah.
They both have 2 decks left, so it's essentially a best of 3. We see for LB Dutch Boy, of course, the Warrior with which he just lost, and the Shaman, which is probably Token Shaman. An interesting build with the Murloc Totem that summons a 1/1 at the end of your turn and 2 Bloodlust. On the other hand, we have d3n0r with his Paladin and his Mage. Which are both good.
Interesting that both druids are already out now, so that makes it interesting as they both have different decks instead of having a possible mirror matchup. Now it's a Shaman versus the Paladin.
Well, if we look at the statistics on how good certain decks are at Legend, then we see that there's no deck really the best on ladder at the moment. Like, Secret Mage has the highest win percentage, but it's still only 52%. On the other hand, we see that some decks, Zoo, for example, are very bad in general as a hunter. So yeah, we won't see those classes, I think.
That's unfortunate. And we do have to wait a little bit for LB Dutch Boy to choose his cards. I think d3n0r also still has the Mulligan. And, well, it's again that very control-heavy Paladin from d3n0r with some greedy things in there with the Death Rattles. And now some fancy Totems and Murlocs from LB Dutch Boy.
Who do you think is favored in this matchup?
Now you're asking me the interesting questions. I personally think d3n0r might be favored, and that's if LB Dutch Boy has some very nice devolves, which he can throw out just to mess with his head.
I don't think LB Dutch Boy is even... Yeah, he is running devolves, you're right. But yeah, Token Shaman is slightly in favor. It's like 44% win rate versus Control Paladin. And yes, I do have all these stats here. They come from a site called ViciousSyndicate.com that records like thousands and thousands of games per season to give me those stats. So I'm very happy with them.
And seems pretty accurate as well. And with the Flame Totem, he can trade. But is it what you want? Would you maybe try to go for the Manatite Totem just to have that extra draw?
This is so hard already.
Like, I would say that you play the Flame Tongue Totem just mainly because you want to clear that 2-2 and keep your 0-3 alive just to build more.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you're also afraid of like True
Pyromancers.
Silver. But like
No,
if you play the Manatite, then your 1-1 just dies. However, you get a new 1-1 which contests the 2-2. So I guess it's fine. I guess you can play the Manatite here.
Yeah, but what do you want to draw then if you were LB Dutch Boy? What is it that you're actually looking for in the next few turns? Or do you bank on a good target for the Jade Lightning?
You're looking for a Jade Claws that gives you more tempo, and then for your sick combo of double Gangster together with Evolve. You already have one of those parts, so...
But by the way, positioning-wise, wouldn't it have been better to put the Manatite Totem on the right side?
I would have.
Because
Not sure if it's better, but I would have.
Yeah, like mainly just because you might eventually play the Flame Tongue Totem and then in between those Murlocs.
Exactly. You usually want to trade your small minions away first. And then, so if you put the Flame Tongue in the middle of the 1-1s, and you trade both 1-1s, and you have 2-3 minions. However, at this point, you would only have one. And the Manatite Totem that can't attack. Let's see what d3n0r does here. He has lots of options. Like he can play the Stonehill Defender, his other Stonehill Defender, coin True Silver, coin Pyromancer Equality, Pyromancer coin something. Like
yeah, he could even trade easily with the Pyromancer and the coin. He didn't even have the
equality. He could
equality.
have played Pyromancer Secret and then just trade his Hydrologist into something.
Yeah.
But I think he wants to keep the Pyromancer together with the equality to deal with that turn of Doppelgangster Evil. Do you know this card?
No, I do not know.
It is a 5-mana 2-2 that spawns 2 other 2-2s, which is like 6-6 for 5 mana, and not very special. But all these 3 cards are like 5 mana. So if you evolve them, then you get 3 6-mana cards.
I'm no expert, but I'm gonna say that might be OP.
Well, it's not OP, but it is very strong.
Alright, then we have that out of the way.
Established.
Yes,
Yeah. Wow. We might see the evolve already. Sorry for talking through, but I will see Bloodsail Corsair together with probably Maelstrom Portal and then evolve, which should give a pretty strong board. Nope.
Nope. He just wants to keep this alive. Does he have any like big buffs he could use?
Oh, these are bad cards.
But
for example,
which one is the least bad?
Stegodon. You really don't want the Abomination because your entire strategy is based on having board. And then the Mammoth will do nothing. So no, those are both bad. Ooh, together with the Redemption. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's sort of a getaway coda, but then it just plays it instantly. And we see a thing from below picked up.
Thing from below is another good card to evolve because it's 6 mana when it's on the board. Even though it's probably not 6 mana when you play it.
Well, you better not have it on 6 mana when you play it, otherwise you've been doing something wrong as a shaman.
Another one that's good to evolve is the Stonehill Defender, which is a 3 mana 1/4, which is not too impressive. But then you evolve it and it's a 4 mana random minion. And now we'll see the surprise for LB Dutch Boy, where his opponent's minion returns from the dead.
And that means he has to trade in 2 more, well, at least 1 minion.
Yup, not happy with that at all, probably.
I can understand he wouldn't be happy.
But thinking about evolving already, like...
But then you lose your totem as well, and I don't think you'd be too happy about that, right? Like that 0-3 is still throwing out minions for you, which will get a buff from the Flame Tongue Totem, and you still have some minions on the right of your totem to work with. So I would say, like, evolving now would ruin the value of the totem. And if you would evolve, you'd make it very, very, attractive for d3n0r to play Pyromancer and Equality.
For d3n0r, it's just playing the waiting game. He has the power equality in his hand, and as long as he can play taunts, then he won't necessarily die against Bloodlust. Like, if we count the Bloodlust right now, then there's 3, 6, 7 plus 15, so that's 21 damage on board, which is not lethal.
That ain't no Bloodlust being picked up.
Nope. But it is a good card.
Yeah, and it is on curve, so that would work. But would you maybe go for the Jade Lightning instead, just to clear that Stonehill Defender in one shot?
No, he'll definitely go for the Aya here. At least, I'm pretty sure he'll go for the Aya here. And there we go. Did you know that Aya is another good minion to evolve? But not that good, because your Jade doesn't appear if it dies.
Well, like, the problem for lbdutchboy is that it will be his first Jade card, so it's not like his Jades were already building to be big to start with. So evolving her wouldn't be too sad. But again, it would make the Equality Pyromancer that more attractive. Have you had a tough night, MJ?
That's not even that bad, actually. Like, I woke up at 4 a.m. because there were some midgets in my room again. There were some mosquitoes in my room. They woke me up, and I tried to fall asleep again, but it didn't go as planned. Oh, that's a nice pickup. So now he saw the first hard removal, and he knows there's only 2 equalities in the deck, so the chance of having the second combination is not that large. Might as well go all in here.
Yeah, but d3n0r did a little bit of the PM and smart move where he actually played Equality, he just top decked, and even threw in an emote just to let him know, like, I'm the big boy here.
So smart. Such a smarty.
He's come so far, so quick, and now we just see the board stacking up again for lbdutchboy, but Stampede and Kodo could actually snipe something valuable.
Yeah, and 3 not so valuable things.
Hey, it's still 25%.
Yep, it is. And here we will probably see. What would I play in this situation? Like, you die if he has Bloodlust, so you need to play a taunt, or or at least something that does something with the board. So no Cairn this turn. You don't have a minion, so no Spike Ridge Steed, no Equality because it doesn't do anything. So you either play Stonehill Defender or Sunwalker.
Stonehill into Wicker Flame. Nope.
Yeah, if you got it. Dark Reaper is fine as well. Or Lord of the Arena, which is pretty bad.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, you can't play it and you really want that extra taunt, right? Otherwise, you could easily get rid of it. Wow. Just lbdutchboy things.
Okay, so if lbdutchboy plays the Flame Totem between the Taunt Totem and the 2-1, you can trade away the 2-1 into the 1-4 and then trade the Taunt Totem and the 1-1 into the 3-5. Then just spawn more shit on board. And this is kind of the way this deck plays. I tried it out a bit on ladder and it didn't go that well for me, not aggressive enough. But the idea is that you just wither your opponent down.
And why wouldn't you play the Jade Lightning here? Are you just wanting to save that up for something strong from d3n0r side?
Yeah, it's called the Face.
Alright.
Paladin has heal, especially Control Paladin. However, I do not think this version runs a Forbidden Healing.
He did have one in the Milligan.
Oh, okay, he does. Then you always want to keep your burst against decks that can heal, because that's one of the win conditions. You have to kill him from far.
Well, that's a heal, which won't do anything, but
yeah, it's a shame you can't coder your own minion.
Nobody could Spike Ridge Steed it, and he will do so, which makes it very strong, but still.
Devolve or Hex, please.
Isn't it lethal?
It's never lethal.
No?
It's
Okay.
too strong, right? There's a 2/6 coming
Oh,
from
yeah.
it as well with Dawn.
I
And
always
that's
forget.
neither Hex nor... Okay, so you trade the 7/5 and the 2/6, and then you evolve and hope for the best, I think.
Okay, let's see if LB
Not sure.
Dutch Boy
Not
agrees.
sure what the best will be.
Like, oh, if that would have been Spell Totem, he could have traded his 3/1 and Jade Lightning, and then he could have traded out this 2/6 and didn't have to evolve. Because now you're just evolving a lot of pretty low things, but yeah, I think he will trade. There he goes. Oh,
Okay.
whoa.
So I guess he's going to use the Jade Lightning here to clear the 2/6. But I disagree.
So do I.
Maybe he won't evolve?
I think he won't, but when will he have another chance to have a valuable evolve in this game?
I'm looking very confused right now.
No, you're just looking like you're thinking.
Yeah, that's my confused face. So whenever I look like I'm thinking, I'm just actually confused. And probably thinking as well.
Yep, but there are no
That's a
1/1
Tyrion.
spawning for the totem. Yeah, with the Tyrion,
That's
he needs to
not
top deck a default, right?
No? Yeah, maybe. Let's see.
Would make it easier.
Okay, so that's 4 plus 2 is 6 is 9 damage, and that should be enough.
Almost. Sure.
Wow, that's
why
pretty
not?
good.
That's the top deck with a lot of top deck, and d3n0r instantly concedes, which means LB Dutchboy is 2-1 up, and his Shaman is gone, meaning he only has a warrior left. And d3n0r still has to win with his mage and paladin.
So I'd like to say something greedy deck from d3n0r. I really don't like. I really dislike bringing this versus LB Dutchboy. I guessed he would bring the control lineup because we know that LB Dutchboy favors the aggressive decks more, and then it would make sense to bring control paladin. But this is an anti-control paladin, which is just too greedy for LB Dutchboy's lineup, and he might as well get 3-0'd on this.
Alright, and now we see the warrior again coming out. And we do see the Nuzov, so it is being played. But it hasn't gotten a chance just yet. And well, this starting hand for LB Dutchboy is a bit better than the last one.
And there's the Wicker Flame once again, but yeah, this starting hand is just what you want, Spiraled Warrior. This feels like a fair fight now. And the Wicker Flame for d3n0r, also the True Silver Champion. These are both very key cards in this matchup. I don't think that d3n0r is running Doomsayers, but they would also be very good against the aggro decks of LB Dutchboy.
Yeah, if he would have Doomsayers, we would have probably already seen them, I assume. And there comes Nuzov's first mate. Or not. Maybe.
Yeah,
Who knows?
it's definitely going to be played here. The question is, will he attack with it? And of that I'm not sure.
I think you would, because you're also building towards the Dark Knight Reaper.
Yeah, so usually I wouldn't attack in this spot. Because you're not going to upgrade it anyway, and then you have 3 turns to hit with it. So like turn 2, 3, and 4. And then turn 5 you equip the Reaper.
Now he trades away the dude and then just goes face, because that is the place. And the
then,
Wicker Flame will be the one to stop it all. Or would you go for the Elder to
I
get
would go
rid
for
of
the Elder.
3?
It contests the entire board.
And so he will. Oh, but now...
This is interesting. So
would you
want to play
or
the
not?
deckhand, and then you probably want to coin the Dreadsteel Corsair. But you also want to play the Gorgon Elite because that's just more mana efficient. Also
Would
see
it
that
count?
he has no weapon anymore, and he kind of needs it for the shield on the Wicker Flame if the Wicker Flame is going down, but I think he'll play the True Silver here.
Yeah, well, he has 3 minions now with on attack, so he still has something to work with. And first, d3n0r will try to get rid of that Dread Corsair with his True Silver Champion. And then it's only one more turn after this one for LB Dutch Boy to get a weapon. Oh, never mind. There's Fiery War Axe if he needs it, but I think he will save for the Arcanite Reaper.
I'm pretty sure. Like, he's pushing 7 damage right now, and there's no real easy way out for d3n0r. I guess you play the Stonehill Defender here together with the Hero Power, so that if the Hero Power dude survives, you can play Spike Steed on it. But
or trade with the Consecration later on.
I don't like this.
There's a lot of things I don't like in this world. And
it feels bad, man.
It feels bad, man. And LB Dutch Boy is getting hammered down, but I think he still is in the driver's seat, is he not?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Like, yeah, you play War Axe as the captain here. No questions asked. You don't, however, trade with the 1-3. If you want to kill the 1-1, you trade with one of the 2-2s, because else you play into Consecration, which we will see right here. And you don't really care about that 1 damage, probably.
No, he's just doubting about it. He's looking around. Should I not? He had his Kokron Elite ready to attack, but did cancel that plan. Now thinks about it long and hard. And
goes face? No. He's like, okay, one of these 2-2s goes face anyway, so might as well do it now. And then I'll continue thinking, because that 1 green border must distract him quite a lot.
Yeah, like, what's he gonna do? He's building so much tension. We've already considered it, like, play around that Consecration.
I think he's like, okay, do I really mind if he consecrates with value here? Or do I want him to consecrate, because that means he doesn't play anything else?
Ooh, that's a big question.
That's the next level question that I would never think of in my own game.
But now you have the time, because LB Dutch Boy thinks about it for so long. And yeah,
exactly.
He does trade away with his patches, which means he loses out on 1 damage on the face.
I should probably think in my own games more often, like, why wouldn't I do this? What reason could I possibly have not to do this?
Oh, would you go for the double Tyrion, or would you go for the Tauren Warrior just to
probably
stop us from target?
At this point.
Unfortunately, it can be traded out very efficiently, and that's why he throws up the Wicker Flame Burn Bristle.
Is it lethal? No, it's not, because you have to kill the Wicker Flame, and that's effort. But you can upgrade and play Leroy anyway, if you really want to. Because then he has to deal with the board, and if he deals with the board, then he can't play a minion. He's not on 8 mana yet, so there's no Primordial Drake coming down anytime soon. So I guess you trade the 1-3 in the shield, and then the 2-1 into the 2-2. You upgrade your weapon, hit the 1-4, Leroy the face together with the captain and the 2-2, which means that there's like 2, 5, 7 damage going to the face of d3n0r, which means that he's going to be on 6.
Which is unfortunate, because the Arcanite Reaper could then not kill him, and Leroy would be traded out, of course, by the Consecration, if not something else. Because now d3n0r can play Consecration with his Tauren Warrior to
I'd
team
like
up.
If LB Dutch Boy did something though this turn, that would be nice. He decides to play the Arcanite Reaper instead of the Leroy, which it makes total sense. Like, you put him on more HP, and your board is less threatening. But you do have like 12 bursts in hand. Oh, and there's the Drake I was talking about.
And there's the Consecration I was talking about.
This is the game that I was talking about, because LB Dutch Boy takes the win. And with that, he also takes this series, I think, right? Yeah, he does.
Yes, 3-1 over d3n0r.
And you know what deck got owned 3 times?
The Paladin.
The Paladin. Well, I hope d3n0r learned from this. And not to just take your Sugarland lineup, which works fairly well there, and hope it works.
Wait, you didn't play it Sugar. How can it work well there?
d3n0r played it Sugar.
Yeah, well, barely, because the internet was mostly down.
But yeah, I saw his paladin there as well.
Yeah.
This means that this first match has ended in 3-1 in the favor of LB Dutchboy with his aggro lineup, which means it was quite a quick game as well. We'll soon be back with Mate versus Shusi, who are both 2-2 at the moment, with a almost mirror lineup, but we'll tell you more about that soon. So, see you after the break.
See ya.